And it's Chicago with the rebound. And going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year.
Yeah, and taking on an interconference foe, certainly not a rival. They're the better team, and they showed it, winning both matchups last season.
Right you are. I mean, winning the games they were supposed to win. No doubt they'll look to continue that tonight.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's
on the defensive end. If they can do a good job on their outside shooters, everything else should fall into place. He said, listen, if we can force them to work the ball inside on a consistent basis, we feel like we have an excellent chance to win. We'll see, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Devising a strategy, Clark, to take away that three-point shot.
Yeah, I think it's an important part of the defensive game plan because teams nowadays are just too good to not defend them from behind the three-point line.
The Pelicans last season, a very solid team rebounding, too. Top to bottom, the team they would rebound as a team.
And one of the metrics that I do like, that they led the league in contested rebounds. I mean, that speaks to the effort that this team competed with. And winning those 50-50 rebounds means more than just collecting any old miss.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
Chicago trails by 4. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
The shot's good from Smith.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the three, I'm coming right back with my own triple. You know, you look at the Pelicans, and it's not surprising, guys, to hear that they led the way or league in contested rebounds. I mean, they fight for every inch of space on the floor, and rebounding is just part of that mentality they have.
Here's Smith following the score by Jamal Crawford. And here's Miller outside. Nice D from Russell. Pelicans leading by 3. Crowder with it. Now Smith defending. Russell kicks to Nowitzki. Crawford outside. 5 on the clock. And the foul called on Andre Miller.
And guys, going forward, the Pelicans will need to continue that mentality to grow into a playoff team. They'll have to have a blue-collar work ethic. That means continuing to fight for all those 50-50 rebounds.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Rain Man. Smith comes in for Josh Smith. And Gary Neal subbed in for Smith. Dirk Nowitzki, what can you say? Future Hall of Famer. Too many accolades to list. But most important, NBA champion and Greg Finals MVP in 2011.
Yeah, and Kevin, history has proven time and time again, you really need a future Hall of Famer on your team to win a championship. Just look at all the teams that have won the title through the years.
Skinny is checked in for Chicago. To the paint. Here's Jordan. Rebound Blotch.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
56 seconds left to play in the first. And that one's good by Porter.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Chicago trails by 8. Miller, the pass to Hines. Good. And Miller gets the assist. Skinny's got his first points of the night. 44 seconds left to play here in the first. Rivers dishes to Porter. Passes it to Blatch. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. The drive by Green. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the call. Chicago the foul.
And guys, Gerald Green looked to be out of the NBA at one point in his career, but since coming back from Russia, he has completely reinvented himself as a player.
And for Gerald Green and him reinventing himself, really was just known as a dunker before heading overseas.
You know, Kevin, he came back with a better shot and a better understanding of how to win as a player. Strange to think that there was a time that he couldn't find a way onto an NBA roster.
He had a nice open look right there.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now Rivers. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Here's the screen. Shot off the screen. Can't get it to go.
Good little 2-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable...
When I first got here, my first year was so tough that I didn't really know that.
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player, Clark, destined for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, people now talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. And that's a type any team would like to have. One of the greatest power forwards in NBA history, for sure.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Pelicans.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
They've got Smith. Jordan is out there with Smith. And there's Skinny, and it's Neal in at the 1 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Here's Hines. And he gets it to go. Skinny's got his second basket.
That was the third straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
The game's just far too easy right now when it comes to attacking the basket. They have got to do better.
The drive by Green. Smith with the defensive effort.
And with the way the Warriors went on a rampage last year, you knew that Alvin Gentry would be in demand. Was the architect behind the Warriors' offense, is one of the best offensive minds in our league.
New Orleans gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. Now with Gentry, his offensive prowess can't be understated, Greg. His peers joke and say he can drop an open look for a corpse. I don't know about that, Clark, but we know he's talented. He's got a great offensive mind.
And you know that's right. And with this Pelicans team, he has plenty of firepower to work with, too.
Oh, he does. You're right. To the paint, deflects the pass, and stolen by Jordan. And the layup's good. Off the glass. And the Pelicans lead by 1.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. Alvin Gentry had some words for his team over that last break. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Russell. Coach is looking for big things from him throughout the rest of this game on the offensive end. A lot of the scoring burden will fall on him. So, Kevin, change is already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
And thank you, Doris. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Chicago. Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. Crawford kicks to Russell. Back to Crawford. 11 feet away. Here's Whiteside. Goes back up. Nowitzki, the pass to Whiteside. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down. And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And Dirk Nowitzki last season, I felt like the first time we saw real signs of wear and tear from all the years of him playing. His field goal percentage, points per game, rebounds, all off his career averages. And that said, though, he's still a crafty, dangerous guy to have to go up against.
Hit some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Nowitzki's got 7 points in the game. Pass to Neal. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game. They're going Going back to Nowitzki, his value at this point of his career cannot be measured by stats alone.
Exactly, and that's what wasn't there last year, that great team of guys around him, because that's really when he's at his very best. He can still fill it up fast, and he's one of the smartest players in the league, too.
And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession. While we have a quick chance here, let's now take a look at some point guards who have been dead on target from the floor over the course of the past 10 games. Third is D'Angelo Russell.
Some remarkable shooters in that group. I mean, you know that when you're seeing those types of numbers at the point guard position, you're talking about some very intelligent and patient players.
In addition to being unbelievably gifted shooters. I mean, these guys have some of the smoothest, sweetest strokes in the NBA, which means they have some of the best strokes in the world.
And the shot is good. The Chicago lead has been cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Nowitzki. The dish to Neal. Here's the three. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Whiteside's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And there's the feed to Russell. To the middle. It's tipped. Nowitzki. That ties the game. Nowitzki's got 7 now in this quarter. 1:29 left to play in the first half. Here's Neal, guarded by Crawford. Miller outside. That's good.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have come from beyond.
Russell against Miller. The drive by Russell. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. There may be some questions for a while about D'Angelo Russell. People will guess which position he's best at in the NBA. You and I saw him firsthand playing for the Bucks. I mean, he is a terrific talent.
Yeah, he really is. I think he's an old-school guard, Kevin. He can play with the ball and be effective, or he can play off the ball. He's got a really bright future. Loved watching him play and grow as a one-year college guy at Ohio State.
Inside. And there's Porter on the assist by Russell. Porter's got 5 now.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting. And, guys, one thing that stands out to me about Russell is how good he is at certain NBA plays. Very strong in the pick and roll already. Knows how to attack with contact. Great vision, and he can also shoot the basketball.
That is good.
You start hitting a few of those mid-range shots, and it can open up your whole game.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. That 3 off the mark. Down low. Here's Bletch. Got a hand on it. And here we go with Miller running up the court. Misses the 3. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. It's Chicago leading by just 1. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, I have Josh Smith.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. And Kenny, let's get your input on the Bulls.
Well, the reserves really came through when they needed a spark. This is a close game. Any points you can get from your bench are huge. I thought the bench guys came in and inserted themselves like they wanted a starting spot. And that's what you want. Subs who are ready to produce the moment they step on the floor.
Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
Well, they faced an all-out aerial assault, bombs everywhere. But they're still in position to win this game. But they were bombed from deep all half long, Ernie. They need to revamp the perimeter approach on defense. They don't need to take everything away, but they got to make it harder.
And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of this.
Here we go now, the start of the 3rd quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
Nowitzki has been playing really well. 12 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of 3-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
So for New Orleans right now, Jake. Crowder out there with Nowitzki. Then there's Whiteside. Then it's Crawford. And it's Russell in at the point guard. And that one's good.